I love everything about this movie, even the ambiguity. Whether it is the movie having an open ended ending or Isla's powers, I love it. The King Tide is a movie released in 2023 about a group of people living on an island isolated from the outside world. And one day, a baby washes up on their shore, and this child has supernatural abilities. First thing, in the summary, it states that a once peaceful community devolves into civil war. And when I read that, I thought that maybe everybody was gonna revolt and try to take Allah for themselves. But it didn't go like that. It was subtle and slow. Matter of fact, the movie is slow. It takes its time building the story. And the weird thing is, it didn't even feel that long. That's how invested I was. The thing that stood out to me was how complacent everyone had become ever since Isla came. Prior to her arrival, everyone would work hard to survive, and there's nothing wrong with wanting a little help, but these people were totally dependent on a 10-year-old girl to the point that it got a little culty. Isla's powers were never clearly defined, but from what I saw, she can kill people in mass without touching or being close to them. She can also heal people just by them being in her presence, and she can call animals to her. So for 10 years, she has been healing people and keeping them healthy and young. They would line up outside of a little house, and they each spend some time with her doing whatever, then you leave. And for the record, I don't think that that's a bad thing. Being totally dependent on her is the bad thing. And apparently, the children play this game where they eat poison and rush over to Isla's house, and just by being in her presence, you'll be healed. And this is so stupid. And a kid actually died, not because her power failed or anything, but because she wasn't even there. She went out with the fishermen to help them by luring more fishes with her powers. So, Philip took poison, and he and the other children rushed over to Isla's house, and since she wasn't there, they began panicking and went to the island's doctor, who hasn't been active for 10 whole years. And surprise, surprise, he wasn't able to save him, and that traumatized Isla. So now that Isla's not in a good mental state, her powers aren't working, and everyone is on edge. And her parents, mainly her father, wanted Isla to take some time to process and try to come to terms with it, the death of a friend. And the townspeople aren't having it. They want things to go on as normal, like nothing happened. Especially this one old woman. She actually created a group to help them cope with the reality of Isla losing her powers. Okay. And two islanders want to leave the island, but Bobby, the mayor, Isla's father, doesn't want them to. And I can see why. People are going to be asking questions, a lot of questions, which will draw them to the island, and they'll disturb their way of life and discover Isla. So moving on, now they're running out of food, right? And they don't think they're going to make it through winter. And since Isla's powers only work when she's asleep, the grandmother wants to drug Isla and take her fishing so she can draw more fishes to them. What the hell is wrong with you people? Please leave the child out of this. Find another way. I know you're desperate, but find another way. Hold on, winter is a constant thing, and you guys are still here, which tells me that you guys have survived the winter probably more times than you can count, so I know you don't need Isla. The film doesn't go into detail on what life was like prior to Isla, but if it's what I'm thinking, then you guys just pretty much refuse to do anything without the help of that little girl. Because you guys have been surviving, haven't you? You guys have been here for generations, right? Am I correct? Suddenly this child pops up and you guys simply just don't know how to look after yourselves? Wow. If you keep hogging all the fish, the mainlanders aren't going to be able to get any at their normal fishing spots, so they'll have to venture out, increasing the risk of them discovering your island, which is what you guys don't want. And you guys just take and take and take. And even if you wanted to take a large amount, you could simply share it up and save some for later. You could also capture some, store them, and make them reproduce, thus having an almost endless amount of fish. But no, let's stop thinking critically and coming up with innovative ways to stay alive and rely on that child. Honestly, I don't think these people have ever seen Isla as a person, only as an invaluable resource, and a thing that they can use to further their lifespans and make their lives easier. So remember the couple I told you wanted to leave? Well, they already left, and they told the police about Isla, and they sent a cop along with a woman from social services, and this is where all the tension and build-up pays off. The social worker talks to Isla, one of the islanders shoot the cop and Bobby, and Isla's grandmother and mother are trying to drug her again. Then Junior pulls up with a shotgun to save Isla and to kill Isla's grandmother. Wait, I need to explain this for it to make sense. So, Junior is one of the children that live on the island. Isla's grandmother killed Junior's father, and Junior got his hands on the shotgun that was in the boat that the social worker and the cop came on. So Junior pulls up with the shotgun, ready to save Isla, and the grandmother rushed him and he shoots her. And being scared in that moment, Isla accidentally kills everybody on the island. And that's where the movie ends. And I kinda like it that way. Not all stories need a fully detailed ending sometimes. It can be left up to our own imaginations to come up with sensible endings. Or it's just there to leave you with a little intrigue of what would happen next for Isla. I can honestly say that this is a really good movie. The acting was pretty good. Everybody played their role well. And as I said, the movie doesn't rush to the ending, it takes its time to get there, and the cinematography was excellent. It's not every day you get to watch a well-made movie and actually see people giving it good ratings. I highly recommend you watch it. It's a really good and entertaining story. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to see more content. And with all that said, many thanks to Isla.